So today I will be teaching you guys how to make modular headed Amtgard legal arrows. So the point of a modular head is that the head and the shaft are separate. They're not combined. So that way you can make more heads than you have shafts for, and if any of the heads get disqualified, something happens to them, you can pull them off, put the new head on, tape it down, and you're good to go. It's really nice. So how we do that is we build the head up over a tube that we can then slip over the shaft, which we've then built up to the inside diameter of the tube. This was done using 1-inch thick Gorila Tape, or 1-inch wide, not thick, my bad. And this took precisely 8 wraps of Gorila Tape to get it up to the right size on this particular shaft. Literally to the point where like a 1/16 inch further would make it so the head would not go on and I had to trim it down. So now to the construction portion. So for that we're going to need pool noodle, 2.5-inch pool noodle. We're going to need scissors for cutting foam. We're going to need the blue camp pad. This is a 12-inch long, 1/16 inch thick strip of blue camp pad that is optional. It's more of a personal preference thing. You need a 1/2-inch PVC pipe, CPVC pipe, not PVC. PVC would be 1/2-inch PVC would be much bigger. It wouldn't work as well. This is CPVC pipe, which is measured on the outside diameter rather than the inside diameter like PVC pipe is. It's also an off-white color with a yellow stripe down it. PVC pipe is like pure white. We'll need a saw to cut the CPVC pipe. We'll need a pen for marking things. Half of a gamma yard ball per arrowhead, a penny per arrowhead. We'll need clear box tape. This is Duck brand box tape. It's the cheapest box tape you can find at Walmart. It is a super thin box tape. Its adhesive is better at colder temperatures than other box tapes. And it's also not as susceptible to expansion and becoming stiff when it's cold, and it's really good for swords too for those reasons. Fabric tape, this is just your standard ankle wrapping, wrist wrapping fabric tape. Hockey fabric tape would be better, but I don't have any right now. This is filament tape. This is the 1/2-inch variety of filament tape, and we'll need that too. So first off, we'll take our CPVC pipe and we'll go in 3 inches from an end, and we'll mark it. And then we'll take this over to our saw and saw it, and through the magic of that takes too much time, here is our 3-inch long CPVC pipe piece. You'll want to go through and clean up the edges that you cut, because the cutting melts the plastic and makes an edge, a lip, that causes it to not go over the end of the arrow shaft as easy. And then to that, we'll take the penny, put that on top, and we'll go across with a piece of filament tape that I had pre-cut. And we'll go down right through the middle and turn it 90 degrees and do the same thing. And make sure that's on there nice and good. And to make sure it's on there nice and good, we shall take another piece of filament tape and go just below where the penny is, and go on really tight with this, so that way it's on there nice and good. And then we'll take this 1/16 inch thick piece of blue camp pad, and we shall wrap that around, and it should end just before the end, and so that way what this is for is we'll tape this down, and to keep it from coming off. And this is going to be the most center of our arrowhead, and then to that we'll take the pool noodle and we'll measure in 2.5 inches on this one. Notice that one it was 3, this one is 2.5, and we'll take, I forgot to mention this, a nice sharp knife. In my case, in this case the nice sharp knife is a sword, but it was close at hand. This one ended up being 2 inches remnant. It's useless to us for this. Here's our 2.5 inch piece, and we'll go in, it's the first use of the scissors, will go in roughly 1/2 inch from one edge and snip and snip. We don't want to go all the way into the inside, we want to leave a little bit of foam, but we'll do that all the way around, and through the magic of movie making we have one already put together and cut and everything, save time. So the reason why we built up this with the blue camp pad is so that we can use it as to build it up and make it so that way the CPVC pipe matches the inside diameter of the pool noodle more precisely, so that way it doesn't wiggle. So we have another one sitting over here. I like this one more. This is one we're going to keep using. And to that, we are going to take the half a gamma yard ball and the pen, which I have misplaced over here, of course, and we're going to mark around the edge of the gamma yard ball. The reason why we're doing this is because the gamma yard ball is precisely 2.5 inch diameter, and it's also very stiff foam, making it easy to trace around. And so we'll trace 2 of these circles and cut them out using the scissors and just snip around. But we'll fast forward through that process. I have 2 already just sitting here, and with that we'll make a sandwich. And with the 2 pieces of camp pad and the gamma yard ball, I do believe we're actually over minimum size, because minimum thickness between the tip and the arrow shaft. Over is always better than under, that way when it breaks down it's got more room. It's also more safe, less likely to injure someone. We'll make a sandwich with it. We'll go gamma yard ball, the 2 layers of camp pad behind it, and then the cone assembly behind that. And then we'll take this and we shall take a long piece of filament tape and go right alongside, all the way from the top to the bottom. And that's our first tape. And snip those to length. And then we'll take our next piece of filament tape and go 90 degrees to that one. And go all the way down, both sides. And snip those to length. But on this one, unlike what we did with the CPVC pipe, we shall do a total of 4 pieces to add a little extra strength and stability. This one was longer than the rest, significantly. And, oh shoot, I think I was out of frame. And then we'll go the third one all the way top to bottom, both sides, and snip it off so that way they're all nice and uniform at the end. And we'll take a small piece of filament tape and go around base, making sure to catch all of the filament tape that goes around the top. And then we'll also go around right here between the two blue layers. That's to help keep the filament tape from shifting around as much. And like that. And then we'll take clear box tape, and we'll go just around the top. Piece of filament tape. And the point of the clear box tape is to give it a little more hold, make it less likely to shift, and also the filament tape, although really good, as soon as it gets wet, it just lets loose. It doesn't do anything for it anymore in the grand scheme of things. And so if we have this layer of clear box tape, it will keep the filament tape from slipping, getting wet and slipping, that is. And then we'll go third pass, all the last gaps, make sure there's no gaps at all. It could let moisture in. And so there, we are almost done with our arrowhead. And so I forgot to prepare a new piece of cloth, but we'll stretch a piece of cloth over the top and then tape it on and tape down the whole arrowhead, so that way there's no clear box tape that could cut anybody, because it's surprisingly sharp, especially at arrow speeds. And so there's a before and after that step, and it's using the fabric tape to hold it down. And then, so it makes it so that we have those modular heads. They just slip on, tape it down, and you're good to go. And like I said, you see how stiff it is to go on and off? That's because there's a little lip on this one still from leftover after the cutting that I didn't get. And so that's why it's important to deburr after the cutting. And that's how we make some Amtgard legal modular arrowheads. Thanks for watching.